Hello and welcome to Newsworthy Stories with Jacqueline Jiminez. A South Florida photographer is celebrating women, but not all women, women of a certain age, 40 over 40 in her bombshell series. And you know what? She's looking for more. So joining me now to talk more about it is Penny Fraser. Penny, thank you so much of Penny Fraser Photography. Hi, Penny.
Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Bombshell series, that says a lot. Tell us about it and what are you doing with this series you're having?
Thank you so much. Yes, this series is to celebrate women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. And how I do that is I invite them for a magazine style photo shoot. First, I interview all the ladies to make sure I have unique stories because I want anyone who comes across this series to be able to relate to one or more of the women in it. So after their interview, they come in for the photo shoot, and I design it specially for them. We talk about their aesthetic, their background, and different things. I have a large client closet, so I help them with wardrobe styling so they don't have to worry about what to bring to wear. I have from sizes extra small to plus. I also have other types of props like angel wings, different things like that if they wanted to get something really fun. So basically, the photo shoot is to represent them. I get their stories, and then I create this magazine. You have the cover showing there, and I curate an exhibition. So the women's images and their stories are displayed for the community to come in and see. And why this project is so important is number one, it celebrates women over 40 and it tells their story. This way the community can see that women over 40 are beautiful, relevant, worthy, and they have a story to tell to uplift and inspire others. Another fact is that this helps represent women in the media today. A lot of focus is on the youth, and I want to help give visibility to women over 40. So they're in this magazine, they're in the exhibition, and this normalizes women over 40 out there and being visible and celebrating themselves.
So let's talk about that a little bit. So
sure.
what led you to this point? Were you always a photographer? Is this where you started? How did you get here? And why is this such a passion for you?
It really is my passion. I've always been an artist and into photography, painting, drawing, and things like that. But I am an attorney. I've been practicing over 20 years, but I always had that artistic outlet on the side. I spent years honing in my craft for art and photography. And then during the lockdown, I was one of the few lucky ones still working remotely at home, but I am not married. I don't have children. So I was really alone during that time. And at one point, I decided to take my camera out, get all dressed up in a glam outfit, and start taking self-portraits to document this time period. And I found myself after each photo shoot feeling beautiful and confident and excited, and I couldn't wait for my next selfie Sunday. And I promised myself at that point, once the lockdown is over, I wanted to give that feeling to other women through a magazine style photo shoot. So I started doing this, and it's been a few years now, and I have come across so many wonderful women with incredible stories, and I feel so happy that I was able to celebrate them and make them feel beautiful and confident and give them an opportunity to meet other women of like mind in the community that I built and through this exhibition and magazine.
You know, you talked a little bit about this with me, and you said you brought up, and I don't know the whole story on this. You know, we've been kind of running, the last few days, and I met you first of all, at a Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce meeting, and she was there at a Deerfield Beach Coffee and Connections. So that should tell you one thing, okay? So things do happen when you meet, right?
Right.
And you start conversations and you start talking, and I've already been able to refer her to a couple of people that she has some pretty cool things coming up. But you also mentioned that this project in particular, the county had some hand in it.
Yes, this project is made possible in part through the support of Broward County Cultural Division. For the past 2 years, they have been supporting this project, and I'm very grateful for that. And this is a project that's ongoing. So I am right now still interviewing if anybody wants to be part of it. And then I'm going to have the event towards the end of the year in September. And I'm so grateful that Broward County sees the value in this experience and has supported it through grant money.
So what kind of grant was it? I'm just kind of curious now.
It was
I'm
an
sure other
artist.
people would be.
Yes, I definitely am so happy that I received the artist support grant. They have this grant every year. I wrote out the grant application, I applied for it, and I was awarded this grant for the past 2 years. They have a wonderful program. Any artists out there, I definitely urge you to look into the Broward County Cultural Division, all their amazing programs and support for artists.
Now, you want to tell us more about this event?
Yes, the event has a few exciting things. You're showing the panel discussion flyer from last year. Right now, I am putting together another panel discussion. These are women that have been in the 40 over 40 bombshell series, and we talk about things that are important to all of us that are over 40, all of us women that want to uplift and inspire other women. We also have live music at this event. For the past 2 years, we had a wonderful musician come in, and there's food, drink, lots of networking and friendship making. We had over 100 people come both years to the event, and we expect the same this year. And what I do is I curate the show by going through everybody's photo shoot and picking out one image so that there's a nice flow. Because I'm an artist, I also curate the show. I have each woman's interview, which I came up with the interview questions. So it's things like, what are you most proud of? What are some changes you had after 40? If you have a message to give to other women out there to empower and inspire them, what would your message be? And there's all different things. So because I pre-interviewed everyone in the show, I know that I'm going to have diverse answers. Women come from different walks of life. They have different experiences, different aspirations, and things like that. So when somebody comes to this show, they will be able to walk through and see the fine art imagery and read their messages and their story. So
Okay.
when you're done, you really know, who's in it, and, people talk and make friends, business partners.
So, someone might be looking, at the images that I've shared with you so far, and they're like, am I a bombshell? How do you know? And how do you determine who's a bombshell?
Right. And I use that word in particular because that's another way to challenge ageism, because a lot of people think of bombshell as a younger, desirable, beautiful woman, but anybody can be a bombshell. A woman could be in a bombshell in her 40s or 50s. We're reclaiming that word. So basically, um, you know, I meet, I talk to the women, I interview them. There is a cost associated with the project. And then when they're in the project, I go through and we have a pre-session consultation where I figure out their aesthetic and so forth. I do not work with the hair and makeup artist because I believe all women are beautiful. And if someone wants to get hair and makeup, they can do that. If they want to just be a natural beauty and look at the images and see themselves, but with a little bit of, from beauty to bombshell experience, that's fine too. So at the end, there's a 2-hour photo shoot. At the end, we pick another date for them to take a look at their images and pick their favorites. And I always keep that in mind when I'm curating the show.
So what do you get out of it the most? What do you want? One, what do you want people to understand most about the project? But what do you personally find that, what? I love doing this because
I love changing women's perspectives so they feel beautiful, they feel confident, and they have a gorgeous image to document and leave for future generations. It gives me such pleasure when I see my clients just loving the experience, and when they see their images, they're moved, and I know that I made a difference, and I feel like I am making a difference in the community and with my clients. And it brings me great joy to know that my art and photography can uplift others in the community.
you saying that, just another person's face just popped in my head,
Oh.
because that's really her backstory,
Mm.
was her appearance, and she turned it into a uh, hair supply company, if you will,
Mhm.
but with a certain type of hair.
Mm.
And I might connect the two of you
Yeah.
after we meet. We're meeting very soon, so I'll have to connect the two of you, because she probably has enough story and clients to do a magazine of her own. And that
Oh,
is something to
that's
keep in
great.
mind, that you might be able to use the same skills to showcase maybe other entrepreneurs and their success stories, based on their clientele. I know I certainly
Yes.
I could do that in a heartbeat, because the stories behind my clients are amazing. I
Yeah.
tell this is a joy, just like you get to tell their stories. Um, I'm fascinated by the people I get to share, to
Mhm.
cover. And so even when I saw the magazine and it looks,
Thank
one, it's such a rich, yes, it's rich, it's a great looking
you.
magazine. And let me pull you forward so maybe you can show it again. Let me see here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
could do graphic design, publishing um, for
Do you
anybody.
take ads too or no?
Yes, and I do take ads. Yes,
Yeah.
if anybody's
It's
interested, they can.
it's no different. I thought the quality of the magazine was absolutely beautiful. And it's one of those things, I know you're just getting to know me, Penny, but one of the main things I always talk about is show your work. Show
Mm,
your work, show
yeah,
your work, show your work. And if your work can speak for you, then you don't have to go around advertising. You know, your
right.
work will speak for you. And to me, your works spoke loudly uh,
Thank you.
at one little meeting, one coffee and connections that was maybe an hour or so. And
Mhm.
here we are. But not only that, it was the story behind it. It was the details, in your magazine. You're basically giving,
Mhm.
an opportunity to share someone's life
Mhm.
and leave legacy. And a lot of my stories have to do with legacy. They're creating a personal brand. What a great way to enhance your personal brand
Yes.
through a project like this. And I just put that out there um, because take advantage of somebody who actually knows what she's doing.
Thank
Okay. I mean, it looks, her work is beautiful. Um,
you.
but also the fact that she can write and she's telling her story and you get to be a part of that messaging. One thing about working with Newsworthy Stories, you get to own the messaging. And in
Mhm.
this case, she's not going to publish something you haven't seen. Okay. And that's very important when somebody else is writing a story about you. So I just want to say thank you so much, Penny. I look forward to seeing more about this magazine and your other upcoming projects. I know you also mentioned, I don't want to leave without mentioning your art classes.
Yes,
Share
I'm
that
doing.
before we jump out of here.
Thank you. Yes, I have art classes, photography related classes, and actually some Canva and other type of program classes. So the Canva related one for marketing and branding is coming up, and that is next Friday, actually this Friday. And the art classes are coming up as well, and the photography and software editing classes for Photoshop.
Uh,
So,
yeah, so
you
tell
know,
people, I know this ticker is running across the bottom. What's the best way to reach you? And I know there's a scan code to scan there for if you're interested. But
yeah.
what do you suggest?
Uh, Anybody can go to my website. That is Penny Fraser, FRASER, photography.com. Or call me, text me. My number is 786-970-8843. And my email is pennyfraserphotography@gmail.com.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining Newsworthy Stories with Jacqueline Jimenez.